And we're back with numbers 90 through 81.
Here we are.
In case you did not watch the first part of our series, we go into an explanation about how we came up with this ranking. So please go back and do that. Also, you don't want to miss out on those first 10 games we talked about. So, for those that have, or if you don't care about that, let's just get to it. Let's start with number 90.
All right, kicking off this set of 10 at number 90 is Odin's Ravens. And this is another game that we have also done a review for. If you'd like a little more detail about it, you can go check that out here on the Dice Towers channel. And it's a two-player game. It's really nice. Very simple actions, right? Yeah.
Well, what I like about it is it's not often that you find really good two-player only games. And this is one of them. You know, a lot of times you'll have games that have a range, right? 2 to 6 or whatever. And sometimes you have to make special adjustments for a two-player game. But this one, it's 2 players only. It's specifically designed just for 2 players. And I think it does very well at that. Right.
And so you're 2 ravens and you're racing. And you're going down this row of cards that have some of the most beautiful artwork we have ever encountered in reviewing games. I mean, it's gorgeous scenery, and but they're odd-shaped cards. Yeah. But at the same time, that makes this game highly portable because all you use in the game is that deck of cards and these 2 really nice wooden ravens. I mean, so the components in this are great, and really enjoy that factor. Yeah. Quick turns.
Yeah. Oh, it's a quick moving game too. You can play a game in 20 minutes and get done, and you know it does get down to the wire there at the end. Who's going to win? Sometimes you don't know until the last turn.
Exactly. Oh, so, that's so true. And then it's hard. It's different to play because sometimes you might think you need to go in this cutthroat at the beginning, but that's a double-edged sword in this game because whatever you do that could trip up your opponent going down one side of the track and they're on the opposite side, you switch signs. So then when you go down that side of the track, it could totally mess you up too.
Definitely.
So if you do it too early, you might have to face it later. If you do it too late, they might be so far ahead of you that it doesn't even matter. Right. It's very interesting.
Definitely interesting decisions to be made with this one. And that's why it's number 90. Okay, moving right along with number 89. We're in the 80s now. And we've got another push your luck game. And for us, this one is Incan Gold from Eagle Gryphon Games. I really like the theme of this one. It's very Indiana Jonesy. You're exploring a temple, seeing how far you can go through the temple, but you might come across some traps or some creatures that are going to eat you or whatever. Right. And so basically you're just trying to last the longest inside this temple. And the longer you go, the more treasure you can bank.
But you could also lose it all if you keep going. Yeah. So you have to find just the right balance and figure out when you're going to go, you know what, I'm heading back.
I'm going to keep what I've got and
and bank it, which of course those components are super awesome.
They're great. I love it. The tents are great. The little gems are really neat. And this is fun. I love that it's got a really large player count. I think it can go up to 8 people.
Right. And when you get a large group like that and those cards are going out and you're going, oh my goodness, is there going to be another? Ooh, I mean, everybody around the table can start.
Because the more people you have involved, the more it's like you're competing with each other. Like
higher stakes.
It's another game of chicken, really. It's like who's going to stay in the longest. And I love it.
And that's the other thing with the more people in it. I mean, you have to divide treasures up amongst who is still inside the temple.
Good point.
And so that's another thing too, and it makes it really exciting, and you can kind of get loud with this game as those cards start laying out there, and it's getting more and more dense. It's super fun.
Super fun. So number 89, Incan Gold. Number 88, one we just talked about on our podcast about our favorite spooky games for the Halloween season. Of course, you may not be watching this during October, but there's that. So go listen to our episode about our favorite spooky games. But this one is Last Night on Earth from Flying Frog Productions. This is the zombie survival game that basically pits a team of survivors against a team of zombies.
And it's really cool, very thematic in that of course, it's Flying Frog production. They're pretty well known for they produce a soundtrack to go out with the game. But I mean, it's an immersive game. There are several different scenarios to play, and the board can be set up in any use or any way to use those different scenarios.
Well, and each scenario has different, the game comes with several different components that you may or may not use. Like one has a truck that, that's part of the objective is to get a gas can and head to the truck. But another objective may be completely different, so you don't use that gas can. I know there are some components in there that we've never used before because we haven't played all of the scenarios.
Right, the game's been sitting on our shelf for a little while, but it's one of the first games that we ever played together.
Yeah.
And so it holds a special place in our heart, and it's here on our list at number 88. Coming in at number 87 on our list of top 100 games is Batman Love Letter from AEG Games. You know that we're a Batman household.
We're a Batman family.
Exactly. And so, of course, Spencer had to acquire this game.
Yes, I did.
Didn't you get it from your...
It was my Secret Santa.
Your Secret Santa on Board Game Geek.
Yeah.
That was, and so perfect instincts there. We've never even met that Santa, so... Still, the gift that's still giving.
Yes.
And we've enjoyed this game over the years with several different groups.
Yeah.
Hobby gamers and non-hobby gamers.
I introduced it to my coworkers at work, and they loved it.
And your family at Christmas. And they all enjoyed it. Such a quick game to understand and comprehend, yet so much fun.
Yes.
And with the Batman skin, it's one of our favorite versions of the game because we love the theme of it and all the characters represented in the game.
Yeah.
And so much fun.
Yeah.
And so we're really glad to have that in our collection and on our list at number 87.
Number 86 is an excellent party game, at least we think so. It might be a little, some people might have some issues with it because of the theme, but we don't. And that is Cash and Guns, the game that comes with those foam guns that you're pointing at each other.
Pointing at each other.
Yeah. And so the premise is, you are a group of mobsters just after a hit, and you're divvying up the loot. And it's kind of like a game of Russian roulette. Well, not exactly, but... you're pointing your guns at each other, and basically...
But you might not actually be shooting that person. Right.
So basically, you're trying to get your opponents to bow out of the split, and you're threatening them with your guns, and if they don't bow out, you may shoot them, you may injure them, you may not.
Right.
And so...
and then, of course, there's the loot.
Yes.
All sorts of different things, money... art pieces, jewelry, and there's some set collection to some of those as well.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
But there's risk to going towards those collecting the sets because it may not be worth as much if you don't get the full collection as it would have been if you had gone for the money. But you can't tell what is somebody else going for.
Right.
Very interesting game, very fun.
Yeah, and it's a hit with every group that we've played it with, and it gets chaotic with the guns going everywhere, and with the Godfather power where you can make someone point their gun somewhere else.
And let me just say, if you have an issue, especially in today's political climate, with pointing even a foam gun with an orange tip on it at other people, you can still use this game and simply leave the foam guns in the box.
Yeah, just point.
You can just point at each other because it's still a fun game to enjoy.
Definitely.
And of course, we wouldn't have included it on our list otherwise.
Absolutely. So, number 86, Cash and Guns.
Going on to another large group party game that has been an unprecedented hit at a lot of our get-togethers is Telestrations, a drawing game that's kind of like charades or password.
Game of telephone, really.
Mixed with telephone.
Yeah.
And, man, this can be a real hoot.
I tell you what, I think this is one of the very few party games that I've rated a 10. Wow. Because of the game is fun, right? But just based on the experiences that we've had with this game, this is the only game on this list that every single time everybody is reduced to tears because it's so funny.
From laughing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's not really, I mean, it's supposed to be fun, but it's not supposed to be funny. But it's...
Is it? I mean, I think, again, maybe it's just us.
Yeah. But essentially, what's the premise? You know, you've got the books and you've got a word. You're trying to get everybody on your team. Well, the next person to guess, really. You get a word, you draw the picture of it as best you can.
Or write the word and the next person has to...
Right. So basically, it's a game of telephone, but in picture form. Mm-hmm. And so by the time it gets back to the person that started, the picture that you have is nothing. And that's the best part of the game, is going through picture by picture and seeing where it got off track and whose fault was it. You're the one that drew the dog and it was supposed to be a trampoline.
Well, and I can honestly say we have never kept score.
No.
With this game. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how you play with scores, just because we simply play it for that experience.
Well, and the funny thing about this game is people are intimidated by it because they're, I can't draw very well. Like, that's better. That makes the game better if you can't draw well, because it makes things get tripped up so much more. Mm-hmm. The better artists at this game, it's like, okay, so if everybody guessed what you drew, where's the fun in that? Right? So please, by all means, if you're a horrible artist,
come sit at our table and play with us. Our number 85. All right, on to number 84 on our list. Another game that we recently put out a review of, and that is Corolla from Thames and Cosmos. And this is a great little game, and we've figured out it's pretty portable.
Oh, yeah.
What is the player count?
It's 2 to 5.
2 to 5 players. Yeah. Okay, so we've only gone to 4. We haven't gone up to 5 players. That would be...
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd really be interested to play that, because it is surprisingly strategic.
It is. You've got the drafting element of picking the right tile.
Yes. So
not only are you're picking the one that you want, but you're also hoping that your opponents don't pick the one that you want.
That's the main thing there.
Yeah. And then you're having the strategic placement of that tile, the tile placement aspect of it, to where you can legally move your elephant from one tile to the next. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, what are you trying to do?
Oh, well, you're trying to get these colors in groups together and represent every color available in your board, which sometimes might not happen. I can especially see that happening with a 5-player game.
Definitely.
And so that's why I would be curious to play it with that high of a player count. Love the components of this game. Beautifully, I'm sure they're pretty much hand-painted. Wooden elephants meant to signify a special ceremony that's held in India that is an elephant parade, which just sounds absolutely lovely to me.
But yeah, and then, like you said, it's simple to teach, very, very simple, mechanically wise.
Yeah, your turn is so easy.
Yes, the game goes very quick, but...
It's simply that of being able to place your tile in a useful place.
Very
and move
strategic.
Your elephant there.
Yeah.
Really enjoy that. And so we were pleasantly surprised, and we're very happy to have this on our list at number 84, Corolla.
83 is another push your luck game for us. That's 3 already. And that is Celestia from Quick, Simple, Fun Games. This is similar. It's got a kind of a similar feel to Incan Gold, where you're trying to stay in as long as you can, but instead of going through some ancient ruins, you're flying in this boat with the group, with everybody, and it's like, it almost looks like a flying bathtub with a propeller on it, and
I never even thought about that.
And you're flying from city in the cloud to city in the cloud, and each time you go, you collect these treasure cards.
Right.
And some of the cards.
Well, I mean, if you jump out.
Yeah, true. And some of the cards that you have are special abilities, like you can force somebody out of the ship if you want to, or you can use one of those cards. Because the way that it works is every time you roll some dice, and depending on the result, determines whether the ship crashes or not.
Right. And it's so nerve-wracking when you're really depending on your captain to be able to guide you through those threats that are represented on those dice. And you think, look at all those cards in their hand. Surely they have what they need, and no.
Yeah, because you got to match match the dice roll with the cards in your hand, and if they don't have it, then
they don't have it. Everybody is kaput.
Yes.
And that can really mess you up. But oof, that game can. You have to know what you're doing with that one, and some people will not be that chancy and bail out early and can still win the game because they just get so many cards, reward card treasures.
But how rewarding is it to stay in and make it all the way to the end of the line?
I wouldn't know. I've never done that.
You haven't, but I have. And it's very rewarding, so that's what it feels like.
Thank you for sharing that.
That's right.
With us all.
So, yeah, it's another great, fun, quick, simple, and fun game.
Wow.
Celestia, our number 83.
I think we're to number 82, correct?
You are correct.
And if I remember correctly, on our list at 82 was Forbidden Desert.
You do remember correctly because it's on the list right here.
Well, he gave that away. But he's right. On our list at 82 from Game Right Games is Forbidden Desert. Now, I think that this is there's a certain way to build people up to this cooperative, strategic gaming that, I mean, there's some big, huge games on that scale, but a good way to start out is with games like Forbidden Desert. It's a smaller footprint, so it's not going to be as intimidating, first of all, to new gamers. And being able to work together in each person with their special ability. But I still feel like it's on a smaller scale.
Definitely.
There's not as much. I don't feel like there's as much at stake.
Well, I mean, your lives,
but you're comparing it to like pandemic or something.
To save the world. You're just trying to escape with your lives.
Not die of thirst in a desert. Which, by the way, I get thirsty every time we play this game.
Yep. So have a glass of water when you play Forbidden Desert.
A big old glass of water when you're playing Forbidden Desert, because when the sun beats down.
You need to take a drink.
Then I start going, my mouth feels really dry. I need a drink. Almost like Dwight Schrute when he gets programmed on The Office to need the gum.
Yep.
Like, that's how I feel when we play this game and sun beats down cards come out.
Take a drink. Yeah, but basically, you're just in a desert trying to find all 4 pieces of that flying machine.
Right. But if you have just the right combination of those explorer abilities, man, it could be a breeze.
Yeah, but if you don't, then it's not. Definitely need the water carrier, that's for sure.
Right. Yeah. It's a great game to explore that and learn that teamwork, working together element that isn't as prevalent in what newer gamers may be used to from the big box store games. There are not that many cooperatives. So this is a great way to start them out right here on Forbidden Desert, which is our number 82.
So our last one for this segment, this is number 81, and that is Splendor from Space Cowboys. This is a great one. This is a great, gives you that engine building feel. Collecting those chips, which have a nice feel to them. Using those to buy cards, but then those cards have the addition of, more gems that you can use to buy more, and you're just building up that efficiency. And it's a really neat feel to do that. It's a very easy to explain game. There's not really anything difficult about it. And I don't know, there's not a whole lot to be said about it other than that, really. What do you have to say about it?
I will say, first of all, I love the theme. I love that they explored this theme.
Yeah.
I mean, there aren't that many games out there.
Right, and it's not very thick. I mean, it's a very light theme in the game itself. Doesn't really come through, but I mean, I get what you're saying as far as
it's pinning that
gem
idea of gem making.
Oh, well, what are you doing? Jewelry making?
Trading.
Oh, okay.
You're trading gems.
Oh, okay. One of those things.
Say,
well, the guy in the box is like making.
The cave that
he's like making a ring.
Squishes the sand together. Yes. Like that's Spencer over there.
Me.
No, I really like that they would go there. The artwork on the cards, I think I like that a lot. I would be interested. We've never played with the components that are the actual gems to be used in place of chips. I would like to try it, but at the same time, I've heard that those scatter out on the table a little bit. They aren't as
I like the feel. I like the feel of the chips.
Spencer loves those.
I would never get rid of those.
Good, heavy clay poker chips. And everybody that we've played it with has enjoyed it. We enjoy it when we are traveling. We play the app version. Yep. It's a great game to play on the plane.
It's a good two-player game.
It is.
It's very good.
And of course, that's what we do is some two-player gaming. And so we're really glad to have this on our list at number 81, and that's Splendor from Space Cowboys.
Thanks for joining us for this installment of our top 100 games of all time. Please keep continuing to join us for the next installments, and be watching out here on the Dice Tower, or of course we'll be sharing them all over our social media platforms, so be sure to check us out there on Twitter @MarriedWithBG, Instagram @MarriedWithBG, Facebook.com/MarriedWithBG, or our website
MarriedWithBG.com.
Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.